Have you ever heard of spiritual healing? Do you believe it's possible? Do you believe that God can do anything, including heal your body, no matter what the condition? He can, she can, however you want to call it. It is not out there somewhere, it is within you. Within you is the power. That's why I call my videos inner power training, because once you train yourself to go within to that secret place where only you can go in your consciousness, and you can use your power of imagination, your consciousness, your awareness to feel like you've already experienced healing, it happens. I was healed of a diagnosis of cancer. After that, I had an acute appendicitis attack. I realized through prayer that when I let go of some negative emotions I was holding for someone, very negative, because I didn't like what he was doing to a situation I was in. When I released it, the adjustment happened in my abdomen and I was healed. Later on, I had Lyme disease. I battled it for a few years with antibiotics and treatments and detoxification, which was probably good for me because I'd never done a major detox before, and it kind of rearranged my physical body in a way that was more purified than it had been after flying for a long time. And then I had this big aha moment one day when I was about to take another dose of doxycycline. I said to myself, are you going to do this until you're an old lady? Or are you going to be healed now, like you've been healed before? And I felt this transcendence into my higher consciousness, and I knew I was healed. I knew that that power was within me through the grace of God to be healed. And that was it. Symptoms all went away. Symptoms were horrible. Couldn't get enough sleep. Every afternoon it would kick up and give me a lot of pain, my hips and my joints and headaches. I couldn't work as much as I wanted to because I just didn't feel good. I had nightmares. It all went away. Healed, completely healed. No repercussions from it, no side effects, nothing, gone. Later on, what was before Lyme disease, I had a very bad car accident, totaled a Volkswagen Jetta, went head on into a pickup truck, probably going about 25 or 30 miles an hour. I don't know. I hydroplaned on a wet road and went right into the truck. Everything went into slow motion, like it does when you have something like that happen, slow motion. And I didn't freak out, but it wasn't until I went back to the junkyard. I didn't have a seatbelt on. So I was thrown forward, and I remember thinking just before impact, I wish my seatbelt was on. So I always fasten my seatbelt now. But I broke the windshield with my head, hit it right here. Blood trickled right down to the eyebrow and stopped. Broke the steering wheel. It collapsed under my chest, completely collapsed. Thank goodness they do that. The engine was pushed forward, but it dropped. It didn't come into the dashboard. It dropped. They built the car like that so that, on impact, the engine didn't come and clobber you. But when I went back to the junkyard to pick up the few things that were in the car, the guy at the junkyard said, "You're alive?" Well, I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't really get up and walk and go home. I mean, I could walk, but I was weak. So I went to the hospital and they x-rayed me from head to toe. And I remember this young doctor coming into the ER where I was, looking in my eyes and saying, "You didn't even crack a bone." Now, the policeman who came to the scene was in there. So he had, I'm sure, he described to the doctor the scene of the accident. Car was completely totaled. Even the roof was buckled. And I had a little coin purse in my bag with a metal rim. That metal rim was bent. I didn't even crack a bone. Now, I had been studying spiritual healing for a few years at that point. And what I did was I kept my thought in that place where God is my life. I'm not immortal, I'm an immortal, and God is my life. And because I identified with that, I was able to stay above it. I stayed conscious, went to the hospital. They gave me some fluids and that sort of thing. The doctor threatened to give me a blood transfusion if I didn't get my blood pressure didn't go up. I have low blood pressure to begin with, but I mean, it's healthy, but it's on the low side. And he said my blood pressure was very low. So he was threatening to give me a pint of blood. I didn't want that. Didn't get it. I stayed above it. You know, this course that I did, the Mega Manifestation Method, I have one module that talks about spiritual healing. And I had no clue how you could actually heal your body. But when I learned that I'm not a mortal stuck in a physical body, I'm immortal, I'm spiritual, and I just am using this body in this dimension to operate for this time being, and I identify more with my spiritual being, the cells in the body can take care of themselves because that's the way it works. You can be healed of anything. When I see people that are living in so much fear right now about their bodies, I'm really kind of amazed that more people haven't gotten this message because it's been around for a long, long time. It's not like it's hidden. You're not going to read about it, you know, on the mainstream news. But, you know, if you just do a little digging and searching, you too can have dominion. You can be sovereign. You can get rid of your fear of your mortal body, and you can rise above anything. But you have to have a strong desire. And in my life, I didn't really have any option. I did not like the alternative, living in fear and suffering and anxiety and stress and confusion and reacting to everything that came along. I wanted to free myself from that. So I dug in and I found some answers. Go to my course, the Mega Manifestation Method, and I teach you how to do it. It's a good start.